Alright, sorry about that. Internet troubles. I don't really know what the deal was. But anyway. Oh god, I changed all of my chat boxes from light mode, or from dark mode to light mode. How do I fix this? Switch to non-mod settings, dark mode. Ah, yes, much better. Anyway. Don't love this. Show and tell time? What am I bringing to show and tell? I guess Sanctum Prelate? Depending on what they put in, I probably have to put Prelate on like 1. Because if they put in Omniscience, although, can't actually Judgment it. Do we put in a land? If they have Omniscience and cast a creature, we just Stone Cold can't beat it. Could Prelate on 1 and then buy 2 turns if they're planning on cantripping into a fatty. But then we would have to like play out 2 turns worth of stuff. That's probably the correct plan. They just put in a thing. We have our turn. We just play Karakas and bounce it. Yeah. Prelate 1 and pray very hard. Yeah, that's the plan. Oh, it's a sneak attack. That's well. We'd definitely like to have put in a Council's Judgment there. Yeah, it sucks if it's sneak attack, yeah. I think we should still put it on 1. Prevent cantrips. Could put it on 0 to prevent pedal, but... Wasteland doesn't quite do it because I don't have the Karakas in play right now. Is playing the Karakas out better than playing out the Wasteland and Wastelanding them? Yeah, no. But yeah, I got punished for not playing Karakas on turn 1 for sure. Did not play around this exact scenario. I think it's probably correct because you want to incentivize your opponent to try to go for like an early show and tell for like just a Grizzlebrand or something. I think I just want to play Karakas out. Yeah. I'll play out Karakas because it doesn't cut them off of, like, if they have to tap the Volcanic for something else, they just never do that again. You'd be surprised. It's usually if they have the turn 1, then they sometimes do it. But yeah, most players have learned to basically never do that against other taxes. So if they just have Emrakul, we do just die. Nothing we can really do about it, yeah. If they just have Grizzlebrand, it's like not the end of the world here, because we don't... I don't know, they had another land drop, right? They can just make another red source and Emrakul me, so we are just dead. Unless they miss super hard on this Grizzlebrand. Which they did not, in fact. Bounce it? It doesn't really do anything. Yeah, do not bounce it. Our best bet was for them to like not find another red source so we can like bounce the Emrakul or something. Which does not appear that it worked out, in fact. Oh, they have a lot. So we lose our whole board and they just reload on the Grizzlebrand, so they have something to sneak attack and yeah, we're just not winning this game. We lose all of our stuff. It's probably pretty easy to throw in the towel here. I think that Prelate was probably more correct. But it sucks that they did actually have sneak attack. I think we're just going to submit again. So Prelate is we were dead to, or we were fine against any creature. We were dead to Omniscience into creature. We could have bought time against Omniscience into cantrips with the Sanctum Prelate and hopefully hit 2 land drops. Hopefully a 2-land drop so we get Council's Judgment, the thing afterwards, but did not give enough thought into the possibility of sneak attack, maybe. This hand is good enough to keep, certainly. Wasteland Port Thalia is very strong. Council's Judgment could be relevant. I don't know how to change this stream, this other tab from black to white, and it's really bothering me because it's not in night mode. Look at this shit. So you guys seems like a low EV play when we could just have a Roger. Opponent's mulligan to 5, that's good. Yeah, I think there are like pretty similar likelihoods of. I mean, they have like what, 2 to 3 omnis and 4 sneaks, right? So it's statistically more likely that they have sneak, but it's also like a worse play over. Like we're less threatened by it overall. Did they fetch the second volcanic? That might have been a tip. Sola Scriptura HS, thanks for the subscription. Appreciate it. And Kyle V MTG, thanks for the follow. Need to be more coders once upon times in Green Suns. Not in this matchup, they don't. Yeah, I wonder if if they fetched the second volcanic specifically, it might have been a tell that they were going to sneak attack me. I'm just a port with Thalia on this following turn. Getting a Thalia through a force is always nice. It's like fetch a Volk would be nice because then we just wasteland it. I guess they're on a 5-card hand. They mulled to 5 here, so slamming Thalia seems pretty strong. Maybe this is greedy. But it's definitely the highest upside play. They top bottomed on the preordain, so imagine they still have lands. But luckily our hand is just a bunch of Rishadan ports. Now we just want to draw like more clock. More wastelands isn't the worst. Sneak shows a deck that's good at producing basics, but they do have a fair number of non-basics that we can just snipe off with various wastelands. Or just play out all the ports here. We don't want to let them know that we have wastelands, so they're more incentivized to like try to go get a Volk. We start like porting their island and stuff. Sure. Strip mine should be legal. Be a very different format, that's for sure. So we're going to port their island, take them off of like Soul Land Show and Tell stuff, and make it harder for them to cast cantrips. Snow could finally be punished. Would it? They should just print Wasteland, but it has, yeah, exactly. Wasteland, but it has additional, it says destroy target non-basic land or snow-covered land. Then the format would have 8 Wastelands, though, and that would just be a problem unto itself. Can we just errata Wasteland to also be able to blow up snow covereds? That makes me nervous. Price of Snowgrass. I think I'm gonna take this file up to 3. Nice. That was a good draw. Ghost Quarter, but you can only search for a non-snow basic. Okay, that'd be pretty sick. So they do have this delta, but I think it's possible that taking the 1 damage here is irrelevant. So hiding the Wasteland incentivize them to go get a Valk. It's like maybe better. So they could potentially like show like Soul Land Show and Tell, but we still have like Flickers plus Council's Judgment to try to stop that. One white, one colorless. Each player sacrifices 3 snow permanents. These are all strong ideas. Yeah, this feels like Show and Tell. We'll put in the Wisp. Hopefully Wisp out an Omniscience. Hopefully they don't have Forceful for my Council's Judgment on the return trip. Sneak Attack. Well, I mean, it's the same play, I guess. I mean, I kind of get boned if they have, like, Spirit Guide Fatty. That'd be kind of wild, though. Chad is a genius at format balance. Yeah, we did it. 3-0, and we're not the last match. Target player with snow permanents loses the game, loses the round. They just like lose the whole match. Then the meta becomes like we're like what, donating our snow covered lands to our opponents and killing them. What do we beat? We beat Sneak and Show there. So all right. Let's retool this. So target player that owns a snow permanent loses the game, right? Because then you can't donate them because they would still be yours. So you would still lose. It's also I can make money. This is the master plan. Target player playing Oko. Search target player's library. If they have a card in their, if they have a card called, or search target player's hand, library, and graveyard. If they have a card named Oko Thief of Crowns, they lose the game. Yeah, trying to make an anti-snow card without like basically saying that snow is unplayable is a weird thing. The snow ghost quarter was interesting, like anti-snow ghost quarter, where like they can't get they have to get a non-snow basic. The problem with like a lot of these ideas though is that it treads so much on the toes of cards that already exist that like if we print too many of these it might just be broken. Like we want 8 ghost quarters in a format? Like probably not. Ghost Quarter isn't problematic, though. I mean, are we printing this card into, like, Legacy, or are we printing it into, like... Yeah, the answer was just not print it. The answer was to just make Astrolabe cost generic mana. Yeah, go back to Ice Age and prevent them from printing Snow Basics. We have 3 O's. We have, oh, is it only, it's me and the winner of Eminem or Illig 719, apparently. The only 3 O's. Snow is a great mechanic. It gives Ice Age flavor. Snow is such a, like, actually, though, unironically, Snow is just such a bad mechanic. Snow back to basic for 1 less mana. What, there's, like, isn't there a card that is that, except it has, like, cumulative upkeep, like, 2 or something? And it's, like, 1 and a green. It's, like, Snow back to basics. Like, Freyalise's Radiance or something. Fucking know how to spell Freyalise, Jesus. And there are probably way too many cards with Radiance in the name. Oh, there aren't. Oh, I was right! There are only, A, there are only 3 cards with Radiance in the name, which is kind of wild. And B, it is Freyalise's Radiance. Snow permanents don't untap during their controls untap step for 1 and a green. Freyalise. Yeah, you got it. I'm just bad at spelling. Take the Seto Kaiba approach. Probably a lot harder when there are more than 4 Snow Basics in existence. Icequake. Icequake does exist. That 1 damage punish. Wow. Thermokarst is a lot worse than Icequake. I mean, I guess not a lot worse, because neither of those effects are super relevant, but... When does this league end? We got 5 rounds, and we just have to wait for everyone to finish between rounds, so... Usually wraps up around 12, 12:30 my time, so about an hour, hour and a half from now. Because we got 2 more rounds ahead of us here. How are you gonna wake up tomorrow? Badly. I usually, not usually, probably every other week or something I play in these Tuesday events though, so I figured since I moved Monday stream to today, I was like, well, I usually just play in these things, so might as well just play in it and stream it, because why the fuck not? So this list has been performing very well. I mean, we played against, what, like Delver, Sneak. I think this list is pretty fine versus those matchups. This is the list as it currently sits. Oh yeah, Luna, are you in chat? You want your Mox Diamonds? No Palace Jailer? Yeah, I made a very controversial tweet about it today. Palace Jailer can eat shit. Oh wait, I should probably put that in like a tradable thing. Oh wait, you just trade requested me. Alright, whatever. You can just see all of my stuff. Wow, 15 captivating unicorns, huh, Lionel? 70 Daybreak Chimeras. Oh no, my shame. Chad gets to judge you. Should rock one of those unicorns at D&T. Oh wait, hang on. What's this card doing? Constellation. Every enchantment enters battlefield. Tap target creature opponent controls. Man, that card is bad. I imagine it's probably pretty playable and limited, but you know. Yeah, D&T gets a white card every set. That's how it works. And the 5-mana unicorn was the white card that we got this time around. D&T hasn't gotten a card since like 2016. When did Conspiracy 2 come out? Oh, we got Deafening Silence, I suppose. The most relevant card we got in the past 3 years. Birth of Melodius too, yeah. Beautiful. The Wall of Omens that always draws you a Plains. Or Remorseful Cleric, the sometimes one of when the meta is really ugly. And Tomic, the card that was only really playable in the Wrenn and 6 meta. Why Uro is stupid. I mean, you're probably not wrong. But I don't know in what specific regard you're talking about. Are you trying to play Uro in Miracles? Oh, Uro is stupid like it's bad. Or are you playing against, or are you playing against Uro and you're calling it bullshit? So running in Legacy, yeah, it's been popping up in quite a few of the fair blue-green decks. Because everyone's already fucking playing Oko anyway, so... A lot of them are just playing Uro. Sunpicked Canyon to first fight for Needleflex. Get out of my chat. Croc is in Torfororf. Yeah, it is very Snowball, it's for sure. I don't know. It feels like there's like a pretty high investment in decks that can't just like repeatedly Uro. Like against the blue Loam decks, it's pretty threatening because like just the Loam Uro engine is pretty horrifying. But against just like obviously, there's the Tarmogoyf argument of, like, oh, it fuels itself by playing Magic. But it is, like, not fast. It's certainly not close to the most bullshit 3-drop Simic card. Astrolabe is getting bad. So, well, I mean, there's another, you know, another card with the same mana cost as Uro. That's in all the same decks as Uro is, you know, and it's definitely just better, more uninteresting, harder to interact with. Oh, you were the Magic Man. Yeah, good games. Pretty unfortunate mulligans, yeah, in a lot of those games. But yeah, good games for sure. Yep, certainly. Yeah, good luck to you as well. Hope you can get the old 4-1. Mold to 6 and got Thoughtseize, then your opponent casts Vindicant and everything would be fine. Is your opponent on Dead Guy? Dead Guy in 2020? Remember that time I almost 5-0'd with Dead Guy on stream? Died to fucking like Blue Red Delver. We were like one turn away from stabilizing. Lost the 5-0 dream. Esper Blade. Oh god, is that better or worse? Oh yeah, I'm absolutely of the opinion. As usual, I'm super in Lawrence's camp about Astrolabe, where it is it is absolutely bullshit. Breaking the color pie is not an interesting thing or something that we like makes the format better in any way, shape, or form. But there's just like no world where it gets banned. It's It's not getting banned on power level. It's not getting banned on bullshit level. It's just one of those cards that has forever made the format a less good place, and we will have to deal with it. Much like Oko. Deathrite was more than just breaking the color pie and making the format uninteresting, though. Deathrite was also just like a fucking Swiss Army knife that also mana ramped you, in addition to mana fixing you, and also was graveyard hate, and also like killed your opponents, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. I do think that people are a little bit too, like, trigger happy with bans, but I also think that 2019 was just extremely problematic in general because it was such a, like, a horrible power creep year for just, like, every format that instead of, like, we either have to watch all these formats fundamentally change what they're about because we just unleashed just, like, 20, 30, 40, like, super busted cards in the past year, that just all these formats have drastically changed. Or we complain that we don't have the format we used to have and want these infuriatingly overpowered cards banned. So, like, no one's happy either way. Yeah, they put so many legacy playable cards in such rapid succession. I mean, there's a difference between legacy playable and, like, just, like, very badly designed cards, right? Like, Underworld Breach, legacy playable because it's just 2 mana Yawgmoth's Will that lets you recast your Brain Freeze to fuel your Yawgmoth's Will. Oko, the card that just, like, broke every format. It was great. We got Scroll of Fate, nothing else matters. Scroll of Fate, I'm sorry to say, probably does not crack top 50 most legacy playable cards printed in 2019. We could probably get to 50, right? 50 is a lot of Magic cards, but 2019 also printed a lot of busted cards, so... How does Brian Cook always somehow get the fight? Whoa! Daggers! Throwing some shade. Brian Cook was killing it. And, like, every time I played in a prelim during the Breach meta, Brian Cook was always fucking, like, 4-1 and 5-0. Which I don't know how. New format, I guess. Definitely have to adapt a list like that. Maybe it's just growing pains, or maybe it's just bad day. You know, everyone has off days. Just sitting there waiting for these opponents. Whoever wins this is my opponent. I think Eminem is a Delver player. I recognize the name. I don't know who Illig is. Not even Sideboard Jailer. Nah. So I went over this in my tweet, and I think, obviously, so in my tweet I basically said, hey, all Death and Tax players should just cut Jailer because at this point we're basically only playing it to win the mirror, and if everyone cuts their Jailer, we can all still be fine in the mirror because no one has it, and then also make your deck better against the rest of the field. Which is a little hyperbolic, because obviously Jailer is still, like, a fine card to be playing. I'm not going to fault anyone that has a Jailer in their list still, but I think the big thing about it is that Jailer has gotten phenomenally worse in what could be considered the best matchup for it in the past, which was the fair blue control decks. Probably just mostly Miracles right now, but does kind of extend to some of the other decks in the format. But basically, because all the Fair Blue decks are now Oko decks, and a lot of them are also Quaddle decks. Yeah, Astrolabe's are hasty 3/3 Crown Stealers. Ice-Fang Quaddles, Baleful Tricks with Flash, and so it just flies over your thing and steals. I'm also just explaining this to people in chat that might have not seen my tweet about it. Also, Basic Swamps, thanks for the raid. Hope your stream went well. But, yeah, basically, I don't think that respecting the Mirror/Maverick is worth a sideboard slot right now. If you want to, like, yeah, if you want to try to tech for the Mirror, which is already, like, shitty and coin flippy, yeah, like Basic Plains just said, it's already just, like, the Mirror is already just a goddamn mess. And, like, if you don't have a Jailer, you are definitely disadvantaged, but, you know, you can definitely just, like, luck sack your way through Mirrors, and definitely outplay some of, like, some of the Death and Taxes players that are out there, because a lot of Death and Taxes players aren't good. After I saw that, I considered trolling and saying I was adding one to my Miracle sideboard, that I unironically did it anyway. Yeah, I imagine Battle Jailer probably more defensible in the deck that also already plays Ice-Fang Quaddles and Okos, because it's better at beating Ice-Fang Quaddles than Okos. If I played Hushbringer, I wouldn't have to worry about jamming Jailer into them. That's certainly a choice. It beat the Cauldron Familiar deck I just ran into. That's just Food Chain, right? Not Food Chain. Aluren? I think Aluren was playing Cauldron Familiar instead of Cavern Heart, or not Cavern Heart, Parasitic Strix. Yeah, I get to play the winner of whatever this mess is. Does the DNT Mirror even come up that much? If you fit in the early rounds, you never see it. Because Death and Taxes players are bad. But yeah, it's just like, it's enough of a shit show that I like don't care to tech for it. Yeah, I saw ban. I mean, if you saw any black mana, then I think it was just Alluring. Because I've seen Alluring lists with Cauldron Familiar. Well, I get Cauldron Familiar with black card, so yeah. Yeah, Lavinia Spellcaller. That's definitely the Alluring list. Lily, you good over there? I can hear Lily spazzing out. Her claws are smacking against a wall. Oh, we saw 0 Allurins, then yeah. Wouldn't mind if D&D was super common. Yeah, it's definitely less common online. When you can afford any deck in the format, less people are inclined to play Death and Taxes. The most you usually see Death and Taxes is like the first 3 rounds of an event. Or in, like, local paper events. But yeah, that's one of the reasons that I did specifically cut the Jailer. So I was just tired of it. It's bad against so many of the matchups where it used to be good. There'll obviously be a couple matchups where you'll miss it. There'll be cases where you cast a Recruiter and it's like, man, I wish I could go get a Palace Jailer or whatever here. But that's the case for, like, every single flex card you could play in Death and Taxes. So sometimes you just gotta, like, take those hits and applaud the fact that your deck is going to be more consistently drawing the cards that you actually want more often. Mangara greater than Jailer, and you're not wrong. If I could come up with an issue to play Mangara, I would. Yeah, Engineer and Renaissance coming out at the same time was just so fucking bad for all, like, Death and Taxes players' morale. When do we cut Cataclysm? When I stop Armageddoning Miracles players and killing their Oko. When someone can finally convince me that Gideon is a playable Magic card. 4 Cata before 0, yeah. Not wrong. I like Gideon right now. Yeah, you're a Gideon apologist, though, Luanel. I'm not. I am a known hater of Ally of Zendikar. I'll begrudgingly play one in my list sometimes, but it's just like so much worse than Cataclysm so often. 2-1 split apologist. Yeah. That's what I said. Play Escape Smith. I mean, there's this card, Plague Engineer. Yeah, I would never go down to less than 2 Cataclysms, for sure. I think the overlap between decks where you want Gideon and decks that play Plague Engineer is like not a huge amount. It's like Grixis Delver and like the random black-based like fair decks. But for the most part, those decks are just incredibly uncommon nowadays because of Veil of Summer. Black's just like not a good fair color to be playing. The most tolerable argument for Gideon is that it is more applicable. You can put it in a wider swath of matchups than you can with Cataclysm or something. But I don't even know how true that is anymore because of stuff like Eldrazi Post floating around. Yeah, Grixis Delver is like the one matchup where I wouldn't mind having like one Gideon in my sideboard. But like I don't know how much I care about that versus like really making sure you have the Haymakers versus the blue decks. Or like Post and stuff. I have +1 to Gideon and kept it through Cataclysm before. Has in fact happened. Happened on the stream like the last time I played a Gideon when playing against Post. Bugs, yeah. I'm not even sure I would like... I guess you'd probably want the Gideon over the third. Kata versus Bugzia. They're pretty good at rebuilding. They have like mana dorks and stuff too. But they're also like a pretty creature-dense deck and can be hard to defend the Gideon at times too. Lily, do you mind? I don't know why. She has her squeaky toy in here. Seems like a mistake. I might need to kick her out. Look at this stupid dog. D&D can defend against creatures with bigger issues. I mean, they have like scary stuff, right? They have the fucking questing beast and like Ice-Fang Quaddles and stuff. Not that Ice-Fang Quaddles like super good at pressuring Gideon, but you know, questing beast, Leovold, stuff like that. Unironically, D&D can't block a Leovold very well. Can block it better if you're making 2/2s every turn. I do think that Cataclysm is going to be like so much better a lot of the time. Just with Narset ate everything. You deserved it. Remember that one? Does chat remember that one time that I played the the modern black-green Yawgmoth deck and I whiffed off a Once Upon a Time? Man, that was a world. What were the odds on that? I think Patrick calculated the odds. I hit like chord, Once Upon a Time, something else on that. It was so bad. I mean, how much is a pile of Auroras, right? Like 1, 2. Cooking different numbers by at least 1 and 10 to the 5th. Jesus. Oh, hey, we finished our run finally. We were playing against Eminem, who I think is a Delver player. keep dunking on Delver, I'm just gonna convince myself to play this and not Bomberman at the 20k, which is like not unreasonable. I have some reservations of the Delver matchup with Bomberman, certainly. I mean, Blue-Red is like the most popular Delver variant right now, so I would not be surprised to just see Blue-Red Delver here. Blue-Red more favorable for D&D. Heavily favored might be pushing it nowadays with the additions of Dreadhorde Arcanist and Brazen Barber, but I think Blue-Red is definitely your most favored Delver matchup, certainly. They don't grind as well. You don't. Your deck is pretty good at like not getting super Delvered out. I'll keep this. Gotta knock your T-Knight out, yeah. Lily going sicko mode. Suspect that Uro will kill Everett. That is a bold statement. Certainly. Delver's been king for a long time. Lily, please go away. Land go. Huh. I think I'm gonna play a port here. I don't really care if they wasteland me. And if they want to like cast an Inset Brainstorm or something. This smells like turn 2 Arcanist, in which case we can just plow the Arcanist to move on, because we have like Daze mana. Why is your animal dying? She's got a little squeaky toy. Whoa, Snow-Covered Swamp. Uh-oh. This isn't Delver. This is a combo deck. Is it? What's happening? Maybe Hymn-to-Teract? Wow, what a world. So what does this hit? Sword of Fire and a Slicker Wisp? Alright, well, that's bad. Not the end of the world. It is my nemesis. Yeah, I got hard baited. I mean, not like I would have made any different plays there. Like, my hand was perfectly keepable. I couldn't have, like, cast a shooter up there. Well, this is probably good against my opponent's Snow-Covered Swamp Bayou deck. Ryan Vorland, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Jam. I don't know if I want to jam. They're not dazing me. They have 5 cards in. They could have a Force Wall. They probably would have forced my Vial, though. Jamming's definitely not unreasonable. Well, not unreasonable to want to port them, though. Play Sophie. I think Jamming Crusade is probably correct here. In my opinion, of Benelish Marshal and DNT, not good. Very hard to cast and not a lot of upside. Force versus discard, yeah. I think they would have forced the Vial, certainly. Before Lily. Lily in 2020 would be a sight to behold, certainly. Seems like they're just on like a fair bug deck of some sort. Alright, well, this is better because we have a Crusader in play at least. Whoa, they're just... Do they have like a Deluge or something? They're just killing their Oko? Alright. That is a bold choice. Do I have any secret tech for D&T? Not right now. The meta just changed, so the secret tech is figuring out what's good. Yeah, if they Snow Deluge me, which would like third Snowlands, no Deluge Me. I mean, we're not gonna. We could try to port them off of it, but they can't kill the Vial unless they have a third land here anyway. I want to get this sword down, I think, because if they don't actually Wrath me, then the sword just punches them in the face. I don't think I'm porting them here. That just like super aggressive elking the Vial was like so scary. If they just hit me again, like our port state is just super bad for them. That Oko applies a second Oko. Does it? Like, what does the second Oko do here? The second Oko also just gets killed by the board state. The second Oko feels like they're going to Wrath me. Hey, alright, I'm gonna let Lily out. She keeps whining. If you hold up port, they will flash and snap and him here. I mean, like I don't know how much I care about that. Our board state is so good against that. My biggest fear is that porting doesn't do anything if they just have another land. They just like deluge me for 3 though. I do look like an idiot here. They like deluge me for 3 and don't have a land. If they do have the land, then it doesn't matter. Whoa, nothing? What is about to happen? I guess like Abrupt Decay the sword? So I guess we'll waste on the Bayou right now. We'll see if they have like Abrupt Decay plus Coatl or something. It doesn't matter. I'm probably still attacking with both. I think trading this... Okay, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't attack with the Aether Vial here. This is gonna fetch a basic forest, though, likely, right? I think trading this Vial with the Icefang does anything, though. I think if they don't have exactly Abrupt Decay here, then they just die. So I think keeping this Aether Vial around is probably better than clearing the Coatl. Oh, okay. Or in this case, we just kill the Coatl and also kill them. I guess they do just die, as it turns out. Didn't have an answer for Crusader plus Sword. That Oko is weird then. What on earth was their plan? Why not just attack with both? The Icefang and Coatl could get Death Touch if they just fetch this forest. I was assuming they had Abrupt Decay. If they Abrupt Decayed the sword there, then I just run the Aether Vial into the Icefang and Coatl for whatever reason. My plan was if they didn't have Abrupt Decay for the sword, then they were just gonna fucking die horribly, and that's what it looks like is going to happen. They forgot Oko can actually just die. I guess. Yeah. The old brainstorming to concede. Alright, I'll take it. Don't really know what they're doing other than, like, bug stuff. I guess I'm supposed to assume, like, bug Zenith? Most of the time you just cast Oko on turn 3 and you just win the game. It's hard to find those cases where that isn't the case. Man, how dumb would I have looked if I had not played my Crusader that turn? I guess we would have ported them though, so they couldn't have cast Oko. It's time for to ram the Predator into the Weatherlight. Yeah, that's for sure. So Prelate loses a luster in the black-green matchups because they probably have both Fatal Push and Abrupt Decay / Assassin's Trophy. So Prelate not terribly exciting. If they're on like the Zenith build, then Swords of Plowshares is usually actually pretty good because they have a lot of creatures. I think regardless we can afford to shave one though. You really want to shut off their 2s though? I mean, kind of. Because they have like Abrupt Decay and stuff, but they also have scary 1s and 3s. Like that's the problem with Prelate. Like, okay, yeah, it's good against some cards, but it's also very bad against others, and it doesn't have a lot of text. And I think we want to shave cards that beef into Plague Engineer as well, like shave the Thalias and the Mon and the Revokers and stuff. Something like this looks pretty fine to me. If I know for certain there aren't bugs Zenith, I might actually shave more Thalias. I mean, usually there's a lot of times where like library's gonna come down before your Sanctum Prelate, right? Like not a huge thing. Put them all to 6. This hand is medium to bad. Scumbag Batterskull. I don't like mulliganing against the Hymn to Turok decks. This hand does have a lot of ports. It'd be a lot better than Aether Vial. I'm gonna keep this on the basis of my opponent having Hymn to Turok in their deck. Does Zenith? Bug Zenith doesn't play Hymn to Turok, right? Is that a thing? Should I be factoring that into the equation? Are they just on like some like more just like bug control deck? Yeah, I didn't think that Zenith had room for hymns. So it might just be on like just a more traditional just like bug control deck. Yeah, this is just some weird Snoko deck that's just playing black instead of white. That would make sense. I think that is probably a fair assumption. Prismatic Vista, interesting. Crusader's good if we find another white source. Maybe this is a matchup we should waste in. Yeah, they're, especially with the realization that they have Prismatic Vista in their deck, they're definitely very good at finding basics, so we could probably afford to shave a Wasteland. How bad is the Snoko matchup for Death and Taxes? Not as bad as you might think. I think a lot of people overrate how bad the matchup is. Please make it a 3/3. What am I getting here? Guess Sword of Fire Knights, probably. Haven't kept up with Legacy for a while. What happened to Shardless? Oh, you haven't kept up with Legacy for a while if you're asking about Shardless. Shardless died a long time ago. I think I'm fine with this. It might just be Force of Willing into Oko and we're just going to die, though, in which case I'm significantly less fine with this. Oh, not into Oko. Alright, deal. I mean, we need to find a white source to have any semblance of playing this game. Nice. Alright. Good plan. Good plan. Knight. You got a lot of colors of mana over there. Astrolabe. Yeah, these wastelands don't seem like they're gonna get anywhere anytime soon. Looks like it's a pretty good time to cast this card. We have a lot of lands to rebuild with, including this Rishadanport. Keep a Plains, Rishadanport Wasteland afterwards. Yeah, while we have a Crusader in play and they're dirtling around, I really like jamming this Cataclysm. Cataclysm. I love this card. I love this card so much. Yeah, opponent needs to do a lot to. Sucks that we would be sweeping up like fetch lands, which means that they still have a bunch of mana sources in their deck still. But with the ability to like port, like they'll have 1 mana, play a land, they'll have access to 2 mana, but then we'll be able to like play our port and port them down. This Mirror Crusader could easily get across the finish line before they rebuild. They pitched forced on my Stoneforge Mystic, so they did not board force out. Whoa, 4 colors! Hope to God they don't have Lightning Bolt in their deck. This plan got a lot worse if they got Lightning Bolts. Sweet. Wait, they just fetched the Volk. Why didn't they just fail to find with that fetch? Because they wanted to shuffle, but they didn't have to get the Volk. They wanted to fetch to shuffle off the Brainstorm, but they should have just failed to find. Yeah. Also, they did miss their land drop. So this is like pretty much gainless. They do have bolts. Yeah, got him. Roasted. Eat shit, Gideon. Gideon would have also been very good there, but you know, I like casting Cataclysm. Yeah, fail to find not like opponent being bad there. Like shuffling your deck and then also failing to find is like a little bit counterintuitive, especially if you don't have a lot of Cataclysms cast on you. I play 2 Cataclysm. That's the more traditional build. I'm just a big. They forced my Squire, yeah. Thoughts on Armageddon in Texas? I was actually playing an Armageddon during the Breach meta. I was playing 2 Cataclysm, 1 Armageddon, because Geddon is a card that you actually get to board in versus versus the slower combo decks like Sneak and Show and like Breach at the time. I think Cataclysm is probably better now because the slower combo decks have definitely fallen to the wayside. I think Sneak and Show is kind of the only one. So you just kind of want Cataclysm to blow up your opponent's Okos and shit. You did kind of curve out. Yeah, we just fucking Stoneforge Mystic, Crusader, Cataclysm. Sometimes you just get them. Get him's a card you boarded first Manaless Tris to flex. One time I kept a hand that was like 4 Wastelands. It was like 4 Wastelands, like Aether Vial, Thalia, something else. This was back before like Astrolabe. So like 4 Wastelands was really good against a lot of decks. And then I turned it to the camera. I was like, all right, chat, what's the worst matchup we could play with this 4 Wasteland hand? And my opponent moved to discard on turn 1 and discarded a Phantasmagorian. I lost that game. Have you ever played Nick Fit on stream? I did actually. I played Junk Planeswalker Nick Fit, I believe, for a donation deck list. Yeah, Junk Rector Fit. Or Arena Rector Fit, specifically. Didn't even go Ravagesaur for full flex. I mean, if I was thinking about buying a Ravagesaur, I'm not gonna lie. The Judge from Armageddon looks sweet, though. I don't know which one I would have ended up buying. Ravagesaur is definitely a nice flex. But luckily I don't have to do that anymore, because they banned Breach. So I just get to play all my Cataclysms now. This list has been good. It's been... I need to buy... I need to buy a second Foil Horizon Campy. I don't own 2. Maybe I can convince myself to play 24 lands. Good cards are not allowed in my deck. I respect that. Looks at my deck with Flicker Wisp, Phyrexian Revoker. No, play 27, listen to the... No! Eat shit, fucking 25 land weirdos. I hate 25 lands. We've drawn, like, 3 different openers this match, this league, that have all been, like, 6 land 7s, and it's all because we're playing the 25th land. If I had 24 lands in my deck, I wouldn't have drawn all of those 6s that didn't have any Horizon Campies in them, obviously. It's all your fault, Lunel. I think 23 is fine. I think 23 is pretty old hat. I think 24 is, like, way more correct. Especially in the days of triple Cataclysm, where you do want to be able to rebuild post-Cataclysm fairly regularly. Elspeth's Son's Nemesis one. It's not, like, I don't want my 4-drop to just eat shit to Plague Engineer. Doesn't it make human tokens, too? That's just so embarrassingly bad. It makes human soldiers. That's, like, even worse. It just has another creature type to name. If in case you're playing Brimaz, and then they name a soldier to hit your Thalia and your Brimaz tokens. Four Spirits Labyrinth main? Yeah. People are doing some wacky shit, including me, to try to beat Breach. So glad that deck is banned, so I can just play a normal fucking list like this one. Two-drop TNT. There's this card, Squadron Hawk. It makes for some pretty sweet DNT lists. God, I want to make Squawks good again. Phil, on my Palace Jailer tweet, talked about Squawks not being unreasonable right now. I don't know if there's room for Squadron Hawks. I'd have to definitely, like, try to tune a build a lot. Problem is that Squadron Hawk, much like Palace Jailer, has gotten a lot worse in the matchup where it looked best, which was, like, Miracles and stuff, because Squadron Hawks look kind of stupid when your opponent's just casting an Oko. So now we're 4-0, McLovin. We've beat Blue-Red Delver, Grixis Delver, Sneak and Show, and then 4-color... It was like Bug Splash Red. We didn't really see any of the red cards, but... Yeah, Bug Splash Red Snoko. I don't know what to call it. I guess check Snoko, because check kind of indicates the non-white mana base. My guess was that it was like Bug with Blast. It was like just actual mirror of of Miracles, where they're banned with Blasts. No, it wasn't Strifopile, because they explicitly had basics and Astral Apes and Ice and Quaddles and stuff. I'm gonna start playing Baleful Strix and Bug just to flex. How many Baleful Strix is too many to put in a deck? If you're on Bug, how many Baleful Strixes could you play? Probably not that many, right? They're like pretty good against Delver and stuff though. You could play 8. feel like 8's not the right number to land on. But the correct number could be more than 4. Problem is that, like I was talking about earlier, in general, the black base is not as strong as the white base because of bullshit like Veil of Summer. I only find 8 Strix Sticks when I'm 0-5 on a challenge. So we're playing against next round. Illig, Karatidom, Monkeys Can't Cry, or the winner of JJ, KBB, and Quinniac. Oh god. This list is not well set up to fight Doomsday if we play against Monkeys Can't Cry. But we're already 4-0, so we already got our 40 qualifier points. I'm done. Is Doomsday real? Doomsday players will tell you that Doomsday is real. Whether or not the rest of the world agrees with that, I guess time will tell. It's hard. It's a hard sell to convince people to play Doomsday because it's a very big brain deck, like unironically, also ironically. But you ever played Maverick? I played Maverick a couple times on stream. I think like 3 times on stream. I've done some Maverick donation deck lists. Gonna build Maverick without green. Interesting proposition. We spend most of the time in our time making fun of the making fun of the Maverick player in our group chat. A totally reasonable deck though, unironically. I just like giving her shit. Alright, catch you later, McLovin. Thassa's Oracle was a very substantial upgrade to Doomsday, notably. It's so much easier to make a pile where, like, sometimes you don't need to draw the whole pile, because if, like, you know your Thassa's Oracle is going to stay in play, then you could have 2 cards in your deck and still kill them. Or just, like, the fact that you can make a pile that doesn't need to draw a card at the end of it, because the Thassa's Oracle will just win the game with an empty library regardless. Thassa's Oracle just was just a notable upgrade for that deck, certainly. Cold right now, stayed home for 2 days already. A lot of people have been getting sick lately. Fucking coronavirus going around. We got our first case in St. Louis on Sunday, I believe. Some dipshits came back from, like, Italy, and, like, they were on quarantine, and then they just left their house anyway. I just got massacred, like literally massacred, or like get dunked on. The actual factual massacre. Okay. It's been seeing a lot less play lately because no one respects death and taxes. Dryad Hierarch Thalia. Oof. Oof. Okay, too hot for viruses. I have not been keeping tabs on how Corona's going everywhere. I just know that it's going shitty here because of our terrible healthcare system and inability to wash our hands because we're all disgusting savages. Actually, though, our healthcare system's horrible. Vote for Bernie. They should have the wind claw. Yeah. Yeah, Thassa's Oracle. I was reading the beginning of Thassa's Oracle and I was like, well, this is a really cool card for Blue Devotion decks. And I got to the end of the card and I was like, what the shit? Why did they make this card? I mean, like the health that not necessarily the healthcare system, but like the system in which we handle all of that sort of stuff. The fact that there are so many jobs out there that like you can't, like you're not gonna like take a sick day, so people are just gonna come in sick all the time anyway and just spread around and all that shit. There's so many horribly designed things about how America runs that just are not helping the corona outbreak. Tor says I missed Aishanas in stream, yeah. He got close. There's no first E there. Just Aysenac. It's pretty close spelling, though. But yeah, she was in here talking about how horrible politics are right now and that we should all vote Bernie. I remember how to pronounce like a mediocre white person. I mean, yeah, that's how I'm gonna probably pronounce it for the rest of my life. Where's the lie? Yeah, exactly. She was not incorrect. Yeah, a lot of people are canceling Jeremy's event, the 20K that I'm going to in 2 weeks. A lot of people are canceling because of like corona concerns. He's like had 101 cancellations, but he's got more than 101 people on the wait list. So like people keep funneling back in. The chat now. I'm blind as hell. Jesus. Screen's like not even that far away. I have to like squint to read chat. Ugh. Didn't he clear the wait list after the initial wave? I don't know. The dude is like actually like unreasonably rich. If anyone is concerned about him like losing out money on these things, just don't be. The guy is extremely loaded. Mana tournament is basically designed for. Yeah, exactly. Fucking. You think Magic players are gonna wash their hands? Yeah, Jeremy isn't even just like has a lot of money rich. He is just like fucking high society loaded. Against Doomsday was the best number. Probably, I would assume 3. Definitely pre-board you want it on 3, obviously, because that's the Doomsday number. Post-board, you have to factor in their interaction a little bit more. I think 3 is usually the safest to not die, but like you can consider 1 to prevent cantrips and like fatal pushes and stuff still. Oh, after they cast the Doomsday? It's a little bit trickier. If they cast a Doomsday and you have the ability to get a Prelate, then it gets weird. Names 2 turns off Thassa's Oracle. You would not believe. I guess you probably would believe, but there's so many people that like whenever your opponent casts Show and Tell and you put in a Prelate and they put in their Omniscience, they're like, put the Prelate on 15. Just like, please just read the card. Yeah, it only depends on the mana they have up, like, and like how many cards they have in their hand and stuff. If you're trying to like figure out what spells they could possibly be doing that turn to try to kill you. Zero is probably not an unreasonable name because a lot of their piles involve like LEDs or Lotus Petals. Specifically, LED is a big one because it lets them cast the Thassa's Oracle. If they like draw a card in response, crack the LED, draw the Thassa's Oracle, and play it. We'll be playing only Magic Online for a couple weeks after some people get back from the 20K. Put a Predator one against Elves once in paper that he has anyone drops. God, I miss the days when like people didn't know how like the new cards worked. The amount of times that your opponent just like fucking exiled a second card to the Council Center for no reason, because that card is just an unreadable wall of text if you don't know that it just says exile target permanent your opponent controls, except it doesn't target. Exile a non-land permanent of your choice your opponent controls. Yeah, I think Manfield did do that. I seem to recall that. Was that against Phil? I remember Phil had an on-camera match. Had like an SCG or something where... Oh god. That was the one. Should have told Newton that not planning for the Demiras Elves is a lot less brave than doing into the things. Oh, that's mean. I like Newton. But I mean, also, you're not wrong. Ever splashed black in D&T? Technically I have. I don't think I've splashed black for anything more than Orzhov Pontiff, though. Not for a long time. I do own a Scrubland. I've thought about the black splash, but it would probably be a lot heavier because you'd want to play like better black cards, and Cavern of Souls doesn't really do it anymore because the black cards aren't all just humans. The Mardu tax. Oh god, that Mardu taxes list was such a fucking shit pile. I was a much worse Magic player back then. Phil somehow conned me into playing that list. The fucking Mardu main deck Chalice taxes. Jesus. I have no idea who you're facing this juncture. Yeah, we got a lot of options here. Cardidom, Wakarok, Illig, Mogiscan Cry, GJ, KVB. It wasn't Marchesa, it was the other thing, right? Marchesa Black Rose is the Grixis one, right? And Marchesa, Queen Marchesa was the one. Mag is... Oh god, I miss Pia and Karan. Pia and Karan was the best, was the reason to play red. People try to tell you it was Magus the Moon, it was Pia and Karan. That card was sick. I too miss P and K. I was thinking about trying Death and Taxes with Pyroblasts to beat Oko, and then I would just get to play P and Karan again. Try Red White on stream. I was thinking about it. Play a Chandra sideboard. That seems a little bit harder to cast than something like Pian Karan. Is there any reason I shouldn't play Astrolabe and Oko and Death Taxes? I don't know. Try and find out. The world is your oyster. Oh, we're playing as Monkeys Can't Cry. Alright. Sand is bad. Sand's much better. I'm going to assume he's on Doomsday, or at least some sort of combo deck where Plow is just going to be unplayable. before we get like Delver jokes on me. Monkeys Can't Cry has been on Doomsday for a hot minute though, since Thassa's Oracle. Well, that's unfortunate. We have Recruiter though to rebuild here. It sucks that he snags my Thalia though. I usually put him on Ted. Yeah, I think he's been on Doomsday for quite a bit. I used to put him on Tess, or at least, or like Ant or some other Storm deck. I suppose just put this Revoker on LED. Next turn, I think we might want to recruit Thalia. There's a potential that we just want to recruit a Prel and put Prel on 3, though. But I think just revoking LED here is fine. Lion's Eye Diamond. Wish I could have played a Thalia there. Doesn't Doomsday only play one LED? Yeah, but it's pretty important for a lot of the piles. It's possible I wanted to name Lotus Petal, though. Another Aether Vial, huh? Do I recruit for a Prelate, or do I recruit a Thalia and just try to win with the board? There's a non-zero chance that we do just get Doomsday next turn if we don't get a Thalia here. Yeah, Proton 3 is amusingly good against like the main deck stuff too, like the Teferi. So if I recruit Thalia, we have 5 power in play. They're probably gonna fetch to 15 here, so we have a 3-turn clock, but it's not super great. We have some draw steps though. I think I need to get a Thalia here. Assuming this doesn't get like Force Willed or something. Yeah. Nothing I was really doing about that. I think I do have to cast the recruiter, because at next turn I would be filing the recruiter and casting a Prelate or something, so I'm always going to walk into a Force of Will. Yeah, looks like we're just gonna get Doomsday now. Yeah. Both teams indeed tried hard. Thoughtseize Force Doomsday. Pretty solid curve. Trying to steal game 1 is like pretty important. We had a reasonable hand to fight some game 1s, but our sideboard hate is like just so not relevant for this matchup. So this is definitely a rough one. Just good to see this whole deck. If they still had like the fucking like 4 Terminuses and Massacres, it'd be sad. No, he doesn't look like... Oh no, he is on the White Splash still. The one Teferi way down here. Perfect draw. I wonder what would happen if you left the vial on 2. Don't imagine it would have gone much better for me. My opponent could have just cycled some lands and left. What if I just had like a Sword Splashers in my hand? My opponent only has one card left in their deck. Has one card left in their deck and 0. Oh no, I don't have Sword Splashers because I have Teferi. Played the LOD before bouncing the Revoker. Yeah, that makes sense. You could just crack. You could just do all that in response to me activating a Violon too. Yeah. Anyway. Is Deafening Silence even good in this matchup? Does Relic Mortar do anything? Probably not. I could have had... I guess no, Flickrose doesn't do it, because then the Thassa's Oracle would come back into play. Also, no, and they even had a 1 blue pip with the Teferi. So that wouldn't even work, even if I had like a Fiend Hunter or something to Violin. Does he still have the fucking Terminus as a sideboard? God damn it. Fuck off. Stop playing 4 Terminuses post-board. I can just never win this matchup. I think I might need to bring in some of Judgments to beat like Divining Witch. Is that even better than just leaving him Plow? Probably not. This just says 1 if that helps. Oh, thank Christ. Yes. Fuck Breach. Thank Christ it's gone. Yeah, this matchup is not good. Luckily, not a lot of people play it. Every time I've played it, though, it does, in fact, feel pretty miserable. This is okay, I guess. Yeah, the problem is that just your sideboard cards just don't line up well for this matchup at all. Like, Deafening Silence is just not here for the Doomsday matchup. I have a second Prel at least, which is not the end of the world. Oh yeah, back when Blue Red Delver played like monsters with a Storm Chaser Mage. Good times. Keep this. I think I just want to play this Mom on turn 1 instead of the Deafening Silence, honestly. Protect the Thalia if I don't get Thought Seized. Got any new Rivulets? Not as good. No, they have Thassa's Oracle, but you could probably still get them. Yeah. I mean, I could ask for a better hand. I could have another Thalia after I get Thought Seized. Or more lands to cast this Cataclysm. Do I just overwatch for Battery Skull here because it's mana efficient? Sort of Fire and Ice just takes too much mana to get online. Thought Seized as Vampiric Tutor anyway. If we draw Thalia, we gotta clip it and send it to Drizoth. Why are we on the Cataplan? Because Doomsday is a slow combo deck that likes to hit a bunch of land drops. What the shit? That's a very ominous Thoughtseize. Are they planning on... That has to be Divining Witch, then. They're planning on Divining Witching me, and they don't want me to Stoneforge for a way to kill it. In which case, we are fucking dying to that, because we don't have a plan to beat Divining Witch with this hand. That Thoughtseize is like 100% Divining Witching me. We need to find Revoker. Nope, not Divining Witch yet. Do I even play the Deafening Sounds, or I just hit him with this Factory? Assuming we don't draw a land. They didn't hit their land. No, this is I was on the play. They hit him. I don't understand why you don't just take Thalia. My assumption was that they were concerned with it. My hand doesn't do anything against the Divining Witch plan, except for I could like Stoneforge for a GTA or a Sword to clear it. I think I'm just supposed to hit him. This Deafening Silence is looking like kind of bad right now. Problem is that this clock is just so slow. You can draw like Wasteland for this UC or something. Is this an LED? Or a pedal? Yeah. It's probably better than attacking them with the factory now. It's not looking great for us, though. Problem with attacking with factory last turn is that we probably did want this Deafening Silence to play at some point. I just don't know when that point is. Put them to 9. Means they can't pass the turn with Doomsday already, right? Because they go to 4. So maybe Deafening Silence. No, Deafening Silence is not great here. Just gives them more time to set up. I hit them to 9. The Stoneforge doesn't do anything, though, right? Because the Stoneforge is just so obscenely slow, they should be dead by then. Like, vaguely interested in playing out the Silence here. Till we could just hit again as well. Put them to, but that puts them to 7. Yeah, Deafening Silence makes it much harder for them to Doomsday me, is what I'm thinking about. But it does potentially lower our clock. Putting them to 9 versus putting them to 7. I mean, there are definitely piles that can beat a Deafening Silence, right? They showed us 2 different card draw cards. They Doomsday we played. No, if they Doomsday me, they don't get an next turn or they will lose. So if they're Doomsday me, they're going to kill me that turn, is what I'm concerned about. If they cast a Doomsday here, they would go to 4 life and then die. So Deafening Silence makes it harder for them to Doomsday me. But yeah, like I was saying, they showed us 2 different cards that draw a card without casting a spell. So it's definitely potential for... Now there's potential for us to just get Divining Witched. 3-5. Doesn't Doomsday run down? But yeah, it is also the same thing. I thought... No, because Doomsday kills you, I'm pretty sure. Doomsday kills you if you cast it at 1. Does it? Or round up, whatever. It rounds to the point where it deals you the extra damage. Yeah, round it up. Yeah, that's what I meant. No, sorry, I was saying round it down, but I meant they were taking 5, not 4. They would be going to 4 life from 9, because they would take 5 damage. Revoker? Not good. What's the bonus card, Divining Witch? Well, you name a card that's not in your deck, and then you mill your whole deck, and then you cast Thassa's Oracle and kill them. Is more or less the plan. They need another mana source? Yeah, but they have 5 cards in hand. It's like not unrealistic for them to have another mana source. Certainly. Attack them to 5 doesn't do anything. If I attack them to 7 here, we have 7 with the Wisp in play, so casting the Wisp is... Yeah, I think they just have Thassa's Oracle and we're going to die, but there's not really a line that beats that, so... If their Doomsday Palace 4 Manamorphose and Oracle, then our Deafening Silence looks really good, but I don't think their deck can cast Manamorphose. Except off of Lotus Petals, I guess. Yeah, don't play around things you can't beat. But it definitely feels like they were just setting up this Divining Witch for a while. If I had 3 lands last turn, I might have played the Stoneforge to try to beat Divining Witch, but having 2 lands means that playing the Stoneforge last turn didn't do anything anyway, because we didn't have enough mana to get to, like, a sword equip or something. You can pretty easily just kill me if they have land and Thassa's Oracle here. If they don't, then they do have to lose the Divining Witch. Why? I should just bring Lily back in here. She's just gonna whine. The old slow roll, yeah. I don't like. I have a Thalia in play. What is there to be concerned about that I might have? If they don't have the Thassa's Oracle, then like they're trying to figure out what their plan is over these next turns, what they're going to actually name with this Divining Witch, I suppose. Push lethal and force block, yeah. I think my plan here is animate Factory, attack for 7, leaving up Mom, and then wasteland them. I think that most of the cards that I've played are a pretty good tell that I'm not playing blue-white. The Mom doesn't do it. I mean, we could like follow play the Mom afterwards if we wanted, but leaving Karakas might even just be better than that. The fuck is that creature? Divining Witch. It's demonic consultation on a creature. So yeah, I think it's animate Factory, attack with everything. Wasteland them. Attack with everything besides the Mom. Consultation isn't. No. Well, Consultation's banned. Because it's 1 mana demonic tutor. I'm supposed to attack with the Mom there to try to turn off the Delta. No, I'm pretty concerned about like Fatal Push or something. Don't you have lethal? No. Even if we send with all of our creatures and they have no interaction, we do not have lethal. But they could pretty easily just have like a Fatal Push or something. Yeah, a Fatal Push like a Plow or something. Billy, calm down. As soon as Divining Witch is getting activated. Yeah, the fetch land is maybe a reason to try to attack with the Mom, but definitely concerned about the potential for getting blown out. Are they just like super slow? No, because they can't name a card not in their deck, because then they deck themselves with like Thassa's Oracle. This has to be Divining Witching for an actual Magic card. I don't know what this is all about, but I feel pretty okay with how things are going here. They can't cast a spell now. Yeah, I mean, they weren't planning on casting a spell. I think they were planning on just demonic tutoring here. Divining Witch clearing the Brainstorm. That is a combo. I mean, the fetch land also cleared the Brainstorm, but maybe they just didn't want. They named Thassa's Oracle. They can't Doomsday me, though, because they're at 1 life. I've never played Grimflare in Legacy now. So how do they mill their whole deck? Hail Mary that Thassa's Oracle was the bottom card of the library? Oh, that could be it. Oh, actually won that game. Surprising. Anyway, hang on. I'm going to let Lily out because she is being annoying. So is there something we want to do to try to respect? Does them know about Cat change anything? I don't think so. It's not a very easy card for them to play around. Yeah, there's a possibility that we want to try to respect Divining Witch more. Like leave in some number of Source of Plowshares or something. Or the Crusaders. Cut Wisp first. Oh yeah, Wisp is probably just mostly worse than Crusader, certainly. That's my opinion on Uro. It's a good, pretty good magic card. Definitely obnoxious that they keep printing really good blue-green cards. I am flabbergasted by the fact that somewhere out there was a future league that was testing a standard deck that could be playing Uro, Oko, Once Upon a Time, Gilded Goose, Nissa, Field of the Dead, just all of this bullshit. And they never were like, maybe some of these cards are fucked up. Is Uro better than Jace the Mind Sculptor? Probably not. Is Oko better than Jace the Mind Sculptor? Yes. Yeah, Veil of Summer were all playable cards in this bullshit blue-green deck that existed in some testing world. But anyway, this looks mostly fine, I think. Yeah, Krasis. The list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. This does not feel like a keep. Alright, this feels like a pretty weak keep, but I'm in. Really hoping that they don't Thoughtseize me. And that they are on the Divining Witch plan. Ooh, that's a good draw. If we can get there. This thought I could easily die, but it didn't. That's good. Alright, chat. What number is this Prelate going on? Think about the Thali Secret Lair? I am very interested in it, and will very likely buy it. This is just 3 and hope I don't get wrathed. This opening has felt very concerning to me. The fact that my opponent just said land go, land go, land go so many times. I'm definitely, yeah, putting it on 1, I guess, yeah, it's probably just correct to put it on 3. Assuming it resolves. I'm concerned that we're just going to get wrathed. Like they're going to like brainstorm into Terminus here or something. Echoing Truth, alright, well, we're just getting Echoing Truth into Doomsday here. Do we need a Doomsday Pal that can go through the Thalia, and then if they can't, then it has to be able to beat a Sanctum Prelate, though. Which is not nothing. Yeah, this looks like we're just getting Doomsdayed. Yep. Alright, assuming we get another turn, chat, what number do we put Sanctum Prelate on? I have to assume we get another turn, because they've already played a land. 2 doesn't beat Thassa's Oracle, because it's a creature. We can kind of figure out a lot of the cards. They don't have any forces, so this Sanctum Prelate's resolving. It's probably Massacre. No, it's Terminus, right? Their top card is Terminus. That's just, like, that's why you have the one of Terminus in your deck, so you can build Doomsday Pals that be creatures. Yeah, if I put it on 6, they just don't play it, and then they kill me with the rest of the cards in their hand, I imagine. But, like, if I put it on a number that's not 6, we cannot win the game. I could just, like, Wasteland Port them and attack them with Thalia. But they're probably still beating me through that pretty easily, because they can, like, cast a 2-mana Terminus still, and then probably still beat me. Yeah, their pile is likely Edge of Autumn, whatever the thing, Street Wraith, Edge of Autumn, Street Wraith, Thassa's Oracle, Terminus, and something. Probably similar, just like... There's the LED's right here, notably. Game is deterministic. We're 100% it. Yeah, I mean, that's what I imagine. Yeah, the issue is that Proudhon 6 doesn't do anything besides stop the Terminus from being cast. Then we have to hope the Thalia is good enough, and I'm fairly confident that the Thalia just isn't good enough. Because they have the ability to draw 2 cards without casting a spell, and then still cast the Thassa's Oracle pretty easily. Teferi also isn't. They actually don't have Teferi. Teferi is either in their hand or... They showed us 2 Teferis before, so... Predict is not in the pile, I guess. A lot of time to think about this, because this is very likely the last turn of the game. Waste plus Port, and after the Jam Terminus, hope the Plow gets there. Yeah, that would make some sense, wouldn't it? I don't think it does, but... For the Petals in Exile, 1 petal... 2 petals. I don't know how many petals he plays. Yeah, I think Wasteland Port, get the Thalia Terminus, and then hope that the Sword Splashes steals a game. Yeah, I don't think the Prelate is good enough. I think putting the Prelate on 6 and we'll just die. So I think we Wasteland Port, attack with Thalia. Yeah, the opponent Echoing Truth might Sanctum Prelate, so they absolutely know I have a Sanctum Prelate. I don't know who or what that is, and I don't know why you keep asking me about it. Put the blue sources, I guess. Probably doesn't matter. What's this? She's gonna kill me with the Thalia in play. They could probably do that too, notably. Yeah. Looks like we're just... They could just cast the Thassa's Oracle here and kill me because I can't cast the Source of Plowshares. Yeah. This is what I thought was going to happen. But I don't think there were a lot of lines that won us this game. Yeah, it's definitely a tricky matchup. Oh well, 4-1's fine. Played around Terminus. I don't think we played around Terminus too hard. The top card could have just still been Terminus, right? I think... I'm pretty sure that, assuming my opponent knows what they're doing, that we have approximately a 0% chance of winning the game. I think my opponent can beat almost anything that I do there, especially because they know that I have the Sanctum Prelate. What they did there didn't even, like... they didn't even need to Terminus... they didn't even need to, like, cast Terminus on the Prelate, or they didn't even need to deal with the Prelate. Prelate on any number does not beat the cards that they cast there at all. It's a possibility that I could have just held up Swords of Plowshares through the Thalia, and, like, that was my best plan, but there's probably a lot of worlds in which they could have just gotten down to 0 cards in their library and still killed me. How many showcases are there per year? I think there's one approximately every month, because they, like, wrap up into, like, the quarterly showcase, like, qualifier events or whatever. But anyway, it's late. I'm gonna go to bed. They don't go for it if you don't port. Yeah, they don't have any reason to go for it. I could have like maybe played other cards to try to. But the problem is we didn't have anything else, right? We had like a mom. Because if we play the prelate, then we don't have the plow up. So there were ones every 4. Like the showcase challenges feed into the showcase qualifiers or whatever they're called. The weird quarterly showcase events that are fed into from the challenges and the last chance trials at the end of each quarter. Who's all lands prelates. Oh, Stoneforge was the other one. So if we could have played Stoneforge, and then we couldn't have wastelanded or ported. Which is just, I feel like there's probably a lot of worlds that we just died there too. And Stoneforge doesn't even mean that they can't cycle Straight Wraith next turn, because we just attack them to 6. So the following turn we attack them to 3, they could still cycle a Straight Wraith. So like that's not even something we're turning off. How do you go at top? You have a token, so now you get to play in the qualifier event in like April or whatever. Yeah, the new MTGO tournament structure is really nonsensical. The top 8 of each showcase challenge event, plus anyone that 5-0s a last chance trial at like the week preceding that showcase event, will all get to play in that tournament, and like then that tournament feeds into whatever, God knows what. Anyway, 4-1. Lost to a notably just not good matchup that we don't have a lot of good cards for, and pretty handedly crushed a lot of solid decks in the format right now. It's a good start. I thought I was going to be a lot less keen on playing Death and Taxes than I ended up being. Maybe the deck's just sweet. But anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out. Let's find someone to host. Who is playing some Legacy? Is Caleb playing Legacy? He was playing Legacy earlier, but it looks like he switched formats. Control F, Legacy. I'm the only one! No! I miss MTG streams. Wait. Oh, there's a Legacy player. I don't know why Control F didn't work. Oh, they're playing Elves. I'll host them anyway. Respect to other Legacy players. /host Eternal Magic BR. Anyway, thanks everyone for coming and hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the stream. We'll be back tomorrow with some more, probably Death and Taxes fine tuning in the next couple of weeks before the 20K. But as always, thanks. No, we did not win. We ended up 4-1. Lost to Doomsday. Not a good matchup by any stretch. Anyway, catch you guys all later.